Hey folks, it's your old pal Grandpa Harold here, sitting in my cozy den in suburban Chicago with a cup of black coffee and a story that's been burning a hole in my pocket for years. You know, at 72, I've seen my share of ups and downs, raised a family, built a small hardware business from scratch, even survived a couple of heart scares. But nothing prepared me for what happened on my 70th birthday. Grab a seat, maybe a tissue or two, cause this tale's got heart, hurt, and a heck of a comeback. I'll break it down into 5 parts, just like chapters in a book. Let's dive in. It all started with my son Mike. Good kid, works as an accountant downtown. He married Jessica about 8 years back. She's from a fancy East Coast family, always talking about her Ivy League degree and how she upgraded Mike's life. Me? I'm just Harold Thompson, retired hardware store owner from the Midwest. I never had much, but I gave my kids everything. Paid for Mike's college, helped with their house down payment. Jessica? She tolerated me, but I could feel the chill. She'd make snide comments about my outdated clothes or how my old Ford pickup clashed with their BMW in the driveway. My 70th birthday rolled around, and Mike insisted on throwing a big shindig at their place in the suburbs. "Dad, you deserve it," he said. I was touched. The whole family was coming. My daughter Sarah from Ohio, grandkids, little Timmy and Emma, even some old buddies from the store. I splurged on a new shirt from Walmart, nothing fancy, but clean and pressed. Jessica planned the menu. Fancy wines, charcuterie boards, all that yuppie stuff. I offered to bring my famous potato salad, but she waved it off. "We've got it covered, Harold. No need for basics." The day arrived, sunny June afternoon. The backyard was decked out with string lights, a catered spread that probably cost more than my monthly pension. Guests mingled, kids ran around. I felt like a king for once. Mike gave a toast to Dad, the rock of our family. Everyone clapped. Jessica smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. As the evening wore on, we sat for cake. That's when things shifted. Jessica poured wine, some expensive red from France. She handed me a glass, but as I reached for it, she accidentally tipped it right over my shirt. Splash! Red stains everywhere. The table went quiet. Then she laughed loud and fake. "Oh, Harold, now you look as cheap as you are." She said it like a joke, but her eyes were sharp as knives. The hurt hit me like a freight train. Guests chuckled awkwardly, thinking it was banter. Mike shot her a look but said nothing. I mumbled something about cleaning up and headed inside, heart pounding. In the bathroom, staring at my ruined shirt, tears stung my eyes. 70 years old and reduced to a punchline by my own daughter-in-law. Why? Because I wasn't classy enough for her world. That night, driving home in my stained clothes, anger bubbled up. This wasn't just a spill. It was a declaration of war. Little did she know, this old dog had some tricks left. Back home that night, I couldn't sleep. The wine stain on my shirt mocked me from the laundry basket. Jessica's words echoed, "Now you look as cheap as you are." Cheap? I'd worked 50 years wrenching tools, fixing folks' homes, saving every penny. I raised Mike on my own after his mom passed from cancer when he was 10. Sacrificed vacations, fancy cars, all for him. And this is how it ends? Humiliated on my birthday? Next morning, Mike called. "Dad, just feels awful. It was a joke that landed wrong." I bit my tongue. "Sure, son. Water under the bridge." But it wasn't. Sarah, my daughter, rang later. "Dad, that was messed up. Jessica's always had a mean streak. Turns out, Jess had been bad-mouthing me behind my back, calling me a leech because I borrowed Mike's lawnmower once. The grandkids, Timmy 6, asked why Aunt Jess was mad at Grandpa. Broke my heart. Weeks passed and the chill set in. Family dinners? Jessica barely spoke to me, acting like I was the problem. Mike defended her. She's stressed with work, Dad. She ran a boutique PR firm, always jet-setting. Me? I volunteered at the local VFW, fixed up neighbors' fences for free. But in her eyes, I was beneath her. The emotional toll hit hard. I stopped visiting as much. Felt like an outsider in my own family. Depression crept in. Doc upped my meds. One night, alone with old photo albums, I cried seeing pictures of Mike's wedding. Jessica smiling pretty. But now I saw the snake beneath. Then, a turning point. My old buddy Frank, from the hardware days, stopped by. Hal, you gonna let that witch walk over you? We talked strategy, revenge. Not my style, but the hurt festered. I dug into Jessica's past. Nothing illegal, just curious. Turns out, her Ivy League was an online certificate, not the full deal. And her family? Not as rich as she bragged. Public records showed bankruptcies. Ideas sparked. I wouldn't stoop to her level with pettiness. No, my revenge would be smart, expose her facade without destroying the family. But first, I needed proof. I started journaling every slide, every comment. Built a case like a detective. Mike noticed I was distant. Dad, what's eating you? I smiled. Just thinking about the future, son. Little did he know, the storm was brewing. All right, folks, this is where the story gets juicy. After months of stewing, I decided enough was enough. Revenge ain't about destruction. It's about justice, setting things right. I ain't no vigilante. But at 70, I figured I had nothing to lose. First, I confided in Sarah. Dad, be careful. She won't, but she helped. She's a teacher smart as a whip. We brainstormed over coffee at my place. The key? Jessica's ego was her weakness. She thrived on image, perfect wife, successful boss lady. But I knew cracks. From public records, her PR firm was struggling. Bad reviews online about shady deals, overcharging clients, and that accidental wine spill. I suspected it was deliberate, maybe to push me out. Why? Turns out Mike had mentioned updating his will, including me more. Jessica didn't like sharing. Plan A. Gather dirt. I hired a cheap PI, old army buddy's son, to tail her discreetly. Nothing invasive, just public stuff. Bingo. Photos of her luncheon with a slick guy, not Mike. Texts? Nah, but enough to raise eyebrows. Meanwhile, I played nice. Attended Timmy's soccer game, brought cookies. Jessica sneered, "Store-bought again, Harold?" I smiled. "Homemade next time, Jess." Phase 2, plant seeds. At a family BBQ, I casually mentioned her firm's reviews to Mike. "Heard some folks ain't happy with PR these days." He brushed it off, but doubt flickered. Then, the big play. My retirement fund. I'd saved a nest egg, $150,000 from selling the store. Jessica always hinted Mike should invest it with her connections. I pretended to bite. "Jess, honey, let's talk business." We met at a diner. She pitched some shady real estate flip. High risk, her gut fat. I recorded it all on my phone. Legal in Illinois. But the heart of it, emotional leverage. I wrote letters to the grandkids, sharing family history. How I built everything from nothing. The love for their dad. Someday, you'll understand why family matters more than money. Sealed them for later. Sarah helped digitize old videos, showing the real me. The plan culminated in a surprise family reunion I organized. Invited everyone, including Jessica's folks from Boston. I'd expose her gently, let truth do the work. Nerves? Yeah, but the fire in my belly said go. This old grandpa was about to flip the script. Showtime, folks. The reunion was set for Thanksgiving at a rented hall in town. Neutral ground. I footed the bill, made it potluck style to keep it humble. Jessica complained, "Why not a restaurant, Harold?" "This is so basic," I chuckled. "Tradition, Jess. Family first. Guests arrived. Mike's clan, Sarah's, even Jessica's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Whitaker. Stuffy types from Connecticut. Dinner went smooth at first. Turkey, stuffing, my potato salad, Then after pie, I stood up. "Folks, got a little presentation." Mike looked puzzled. Jessica rolled her eyes. I fired up the projector. Old home videos. Me teaching Mike to ride a bike, our first store opening, holidays with his mom, tears flowed. "This is what built us," I said. Grandkids hugged me. Then the pivot. But lately, families felt strained. I shared the birthday story, not bitter, just honest. Wine spill hurt, but words cut deeper. Gasps. Jessica flushed. "It was a joke," Mike shushed her. I continued. "Jess, I know life's tough. Your firm's struggling. Those reviews." Her dad perked up. "What reviews?" I pulled up screenshots on my phone. Legit complaints from clients about inflated bills. The bomb. And that investment pitch. Recorded it. Played the audio. Her pushing the risky deal, admitting it was a gamble, but worth it for family. Mike's face fell. "Jess, you said it was safe." She stammered. Then the PI photos. Her with the guy, business associate. Not proof of cheating, but enough smoke. Her mom whispered, "Jessica." Chaos erupted softly. Mike confronted her privately. Whitaker parents grilled her. I stayed calm, hugging grandkids. "This ain't about hate," I told him. "It's about truth." Jessica stormed out, but not before hissing at me. "You'll regret this, old man." I smiled. Already did the regretting. By night's end, Mike apologized. "Dad, I didn't see it. We talked till dawn." Turns out, Jessica had been manipulating finances, hiding debts, the revenge. Not destruction, but exposure. Her facade crumbled. Whitakers cut her off financially. Mike filed for separation days later. Me? I felt lighter, like justice served. But the emotion? Seeing my son hurt stung. Revenge is bittersweet, folks. Whew, what a ride, huh? Months after the reunion, life settled into a new normal. Mike got custody of Timmy and Emma. Jessica fought dirty, but evidence of her schemes swayed the judge. She moved back east, started over with a smaller job. No hate mail or drama. She just faded. Mike? He remarried eventually. A sweet gal named Lisa from work. Down to earth, loves my potato salad. Me? I bonded deeper with the grandkids. Timmy calls me Hero Grandpa now. We fish at the lake, fix up my old truck. Sarah visits more, and family's tighter than ever. That nest egg, invested wisely with Mike's help. No shady deals. Turned it into a college fund for the kids. Emotionally, it healed me. No more depression fog. I even started a YouTube channel sharing life lessons. This story, my first big one. But let's talk lessons, folks. Revenge ain't always the answer. It can backfire. Mine worked because it was truth-based, not vengeance. If I'd thrown wine back, I'd be the villain. Instead, I shone light on shadows. Hurt fades, but family endures if you fight fair. Jessica, hope she's learned. Last I heard, she's in therapy, rebuilding. Thanks for listening, subscribers. If this hit home, drop a like, share your stories in comments. Remember, at any age, Stand up for yourself. Life's too short for toxic folks, even family. Till next time, this is Grandpa Harold signing off. Stay strong out there.